Today our topic of discussion is predictive modeling and dimensionality reduction. But before starting this concept, first I will let you know what is this predictive modeling. So this is one of the most important question in machine learning, right? So what is this predictive modeling? See, whenever I am talking about predictive modeling, before that you have to understand one point. What is the goal of machine learning? So machine learning basically predicts or forecasts outcomes. Now, how this forecasting is performed using machine learning algorithm? It needs some input, means it needs some predictors. So basically, on the basis of some predictors, this machine learning algorithm will perform some forecasting activities. So this is known as predictive modeling. So what do you mean by predictive modeling? Predictive modeling is a probabilistic process, and this probabilistic process allows us to forecast outcomes on the basis of some predictors. So now what is this predictors are all about? These predictors are also known as features. So whenever we are talking about features in a particular data set, you have to understand one point. These features are the most important contributing factor in order to find accurate outcome by some specific machine learning model. Now I will tell you one more point, that is, whenever we are dealing with machine learning based classification problems, there are often too many factors involved. That is, whenever we are going to perform any classification activity, then also we need some predictors or features on the basis of which this classification is performed. Now, here the first problem is, whenever we are talking about features, there are some situation in case of classification whenever we have too many factors involved for a particular classification. So here, higher the number of features, harder it gets to visualize the training set and then working on it. So now what do you mean by higher number of features? Now see this example. See, this is the Excel file and see the name of the Excel file, cancer tumor data features. Means this is the Excel file that contains information about cancerous tumors. Now if you observe carefully, so many features are associated with it. First, so mean radius, mean texture, mean perimeter, mean area. So these are the features which are associated with some cancerous tumor. So this is the first point. And see, we have multiple number of columns over here. So we have a very large number of features. And I have already explained that if the number of features are higher, it is very difficult for us to visualize the dataset entirely. See, how can I visualize the dataset? It is not coming in one page, and also it is very difficult for us to remember each and every column name. So higher the number of features, harder it gets to visualize the training set, and then it will become difficult to work on it. So sometimes most of these features are correlated. Now you have to understand one point. Whenever I am talking about features, sometimes the next problem is these features are correlated. Correlated means what? Correlated means if feature 1 and feature 2 are correlated to each other, means considering all the features which are correlated are known as redundant. Redundant means duplicate. So try to understand. Here, in case of cancer tumor data set, we have mean smoothness, mean compactness, mean concavity. So these are the features available. But in some case, if you find that if two or more features are correlated with each other, it means considering only one of the feature will be enough in order to train the machine. So try to understand due to large number of features, and sometimes most of these features are correlated, and hence I have already discussed that they are known as redundant features. So this is where the concept of dimensionality reduction algorithm come into play. So what is dimensionality reduction? So dimensionality reduction is the process of reducing the number of random variables under consideration by obtaining some set of principal variables. So it can be divided into two parts, that is feature selection and feature extraction. So dimensionality reduction concept is totally dependent on these features, that is feature selection and which feature to extract or which feature to use for further use in order to get accurate outcome. So what we are discussing today? So we are discussing today about predictive modeling, right? So predictive modeling means it's a model that can forecast outcome. How this forecasting will come into the picture? This forecasting will be performed on the basis of some predictor parameters, which are also known as features. Now, whenever you are using features, there will be two problems. First is, in some situation, we may have large number of features. So, large number of feature means they are very difficult to visualize. They are very difficult to understand. And the second problem is features are correlated with each other. So considering all the correlated feature means they will create some redundant data set. So according to the concept, if some features are correlated, we have to consider any one of them. Then the purpose of other two features or other three features will be automatically served. But if we include all the correlated features, again it will create a large number of data set and it will create a problem in case of training. So this is the problem we have already discussed. In order to solve this problem in case of predictive modeling, we need a technique which is known as dimensionality reduction. And this dimensionality reduction is totally based on the feature. Now, dimensionality reduction has two parts. The first part is known as selecting appropriate feature. So, feature selection is the first part, and the second part is feature extraction, means which features to use for further training process. So, these two steps together is known as dimensionality reduction. Now I'm giving you one example of dimensionality reduction. So an intuitive example of dimensionality reduction can be discussed whenever we are talking about, say, email classification. So for email classification problem, where we need to classify whether the email is a spam or not. So there will be two classes, spam classes or not spam classes. So this can involve a large number of features. Now what kind of features we need to perform this kind of classification? So first one is generic title. So what is the title of the image? So generic title is one of the feature. The content of the email, this is another feature. Or then we have another feature whether the email uses a template or not. So we may have many number of features in order to classify a particular email into two parts, spam or not spam. However, some of this feature may overlap. So overlapping feature means correlated features. So in another condition, a classification problem that relies on both, say humidity, rainfall, they can be collapsed into just one underlying feature, such as both of the mentioned correlated features have high degree. Right. So whenever we are talking about some parametric condition like weather condition, so considering all the weather parameters like humidity, temperature is not at all required all the time. So considering any one of the parameter can work. Hence, the concept of reduction in features come into the place. And say a 3D classification problem can be very difficult for us to visualize. So whenever we have 3D kind of plots, we always prefer that whatever implementation we have, it must be in 2D format. Right? So 3D to 2D mapping is also important. And also, if we can plot the problem into 1D, then also it works. So basically, I'm giving you one example, then you will be able to understand. Say, this is your x-axis and this is your z-axis, and say this is your y-axis. So this is a 3D plot. And say we have a 3D diagram like this. So this is the oval shape that we are having over here. Now, how to convert it into 2D? So if I convert this 3D plot into 2D, so this will become X and Y, and this plot will look like this. So this X and Y part, it will be displayed like this. So this is a 2D kind of plot. And now if I convert it into the one-dimensional space, say Z and Y, then one-dimensional means we will be able to see this kind of lines. So this is the concept of dimensionality reduction. So we keep on reducing from 3D to 2D and 2D to 1D. Right? So this is the main concept of dimensionality reduction. Now I have already considered two steps as dimensionality reduction step. That is, one of them are feature extraction and feature selection. So what do you mean by feature selection? In case of feature selection, we try to find subset of the original set of variables. Or you can say that we are going to find out the subset of the features available for our dataset. So to get a smaller subset which can be used to model in order to perform some activity, we usually use three techniques. One is known as filter technique. Second technique is known as wrapper technique. And the third technique is known as embedded technique. So these are the three techniques. They are used to select features. So whenever I'm talking about a large data set with large number of features, so finding subset of these features like this is known as feature selection. And choosing the subset of the given features in the entire data set is not an easy task. To perform this kind of subset selection, what we have to perform, either we have to perform filtering mechanism, wrapper mechanism, or embedded mechanism. So any of the three mechanism you can use to select the features. Now what is the second part? Second part is known as feature extraction. So feature extraction means what? Here this reduces the data in high dimensional space to low dimensional space. So I've already explained converting something from 3D to 2D or 2D to 1D. It is known as reduction in the dimensionality. So feature extraction deals with this dimensionality reduction. That is, it reduces the data in a high dimensional space to a low dimensional space, that is space with lesser number of dimensions. So here we have x, y and z axis. Here we have x, y axis only, and in one dimensional we can choose any one of the axis. So each time the lesser number of dimensions are considered, right? So this is the overall idea about predictive modeling and dimensionality reduction. So if the question is asked in your exam, what do you mean by predictive modeling? So your answer will be predictive modeling is something that can classify or that can forecast or that can predict on the basis of some features. Depending on the features, if it could perform something, then it is a predictive modeling. But why dimensionality reduction is related with this predictive modeling? Because predictive modeling always operates on features. And here the problem is, if the number of features are large, then they are very difficult to visualize and it will create problem in model training process. Also, if we have many features which are overlapping in nature, it means we have redundant features. Considering all those features will definitely hamper the accuracy of the predictive model outcome. So at this point of time, what we will perform, we will prefer two steps. Instead of considering the features from the entire data set, so we have this data set, cancer and tumor data set. I have another data set, that is penguin data set. See, in this data set, we have less number of features. So whenever we have very less number of features, then always there is no need to dimensionality reduction, but there is a chance of redundant features. So this thing we have to check. And say I have another data set of wine quality assessment. So here we have different features of different kind of wines. pH factor, sulfate, alcohol quality. So everything is there. Depending on that, we can classify whether it is a white wine or red wine. So this is the class. It is already mentioned. So these are the data sets that are used for predictive modeling, and each and every data set what you can find that there are lots of feature available. So for that purpose, always we have to perform two steps: feature selection and feature extraction, right? And feature selection is not possible, means which feature should I take, who will decide, means which features are useful. So for that kind of decision taking, we have to use some mechanism of filtering or wrapping or embedding. And then only whichever features are selected, then we will extract those features for our predictive modeling purpose. So this is the idea of predictive modeling and dimensionality reduction.